hop onto Facebook real quick so we can stream it live. Hey, Facebook, it's Barb. We're here embracing change and talking about income transformation and how Megan, my guest today, is really diversifying her wellness practice that she already has and what that's like for her, what this transformation means for her. And it's pretty exciting. I think she's having some great results. And as you guys know, I stepped into this lifestyle with Purium several years ago and decided to become a brand partner because it really so nicely aligns with all the other things that I offer the world and my skill set. I'm a dancer, a dance teacher. I'm a singer songwriter. So I'm in a few different communities that I just really love connecting with people. And I've always, with my music and dancing, just loved the idea of touching other people's lives and helping people transform the way that they think about the world and the way that they look at the world. And as I've gotten older as a dancer, I'm really finding a lot of value in the somatic practice that I've had going on for a while now, but I really see the benefits of what that's done for me. And in offering that to people, I now have this diverse way to offer people wellness because I can help hook them up with this really unique um, package of nutrition that supports their body and supports their process of transforming in their bodies and becoming, coming back home to themselves. And I would love, Megan, for you to just share with us, like, what have you already been doing? And then how are you now diversifying that practice with Purium?
Yeah, so I started my practice after healing and getting my education. Okay, so my education, I have a bachelor's of science in integrative health. I have certificates in, uh, oh my gosh, my brain is like today.
Yes, it's
I
Thursday.
have a few, yeah, I know. I have a few certificates in wellness coaching and consulting and holistic health practice, and then diplomas in herbalism and aromatherapy. And so I just finished that degree in December 2022. And so
Congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah.
So I don't know, everything this summer it seems to have been falling in place. Like a spot opened locally and I was able to get in there. And then I started mentoring with a holistic nutritionist just so I could see like how I wanted to run my practice. And I really, she does a lot of standard process stuff. And I know that I am totally like, let food be thy medicine, because I don't like the whole idea of taking constituents out of a plant or food and isolating it and then putting it into something else, because it's the food or the plant that work together. Like all the constituents work together as a whole. And so I think it's important that they stay together so that we can reap all of the benefits that those things have to give us.
Mhm.
Um, so I got into my store in June, and I've slowly, but I didn't even know what I wanted it to look like. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I've slowly just been building that over the summer. So I have all my herbs set up. I've been taking consults there for about 3 weeks now. And about 3 weeks ago, my friend Tammy had sent me a little package of Purium. I think it was the appleberry power shake and the very berry shake. And she sent me a little thank you note for sending her some herbs. And um, that night I hadn't had anything to eat and I just wanted to go to bed. Like I got home late from work. So I decided to try it after looking at the ingredients. I was like, okay, this is gonna taste funky. I'm gonna have to like plug my nose and get it down. Oh my, I was blown away by the taste, period. And then I woke up the next morning and I thought like I was probably just super hungry and this like that's why it tasted good. And so I had made some almond or walnut milk and I strained that out and added the um both of the shakes to it, and oh my, it was even better. And I was like, holy crap, that whole week. I gave some to my kids. They drank it willingly. My daughter, who I can't get any fruits and veggies in at all, drank a whole thing and was like, when you get more, call me and I will be here. I was just blown away. On top of that, the energy and the focus and the mental clarity that I had. I suffer a lot from anxiety and depression. Like, you know, I got 5 kids, 2 businesses, a wife. Like, but
Totally.
yeah, the mental clarity that I had all week was just phenomenal. I was like, everybody needs to have this. Everybody, like, I want to give it to everybody. Like, I only had like the little sample packs, and so like I didn't really want to share with my kids because that meant less for me. Now I'm like anxiously waiting for my ULT to come in so that I can start that. I did order Tammy sent me some more beets, or some beets to try. And I ordered Aloe Digest and Bio Fruit and the Green Spectrum. So I've been doing those for this week, and I just feel so much less anxious. And I honestly, I hate to say this because of the field that I am in, but I'm a smoker, and
Mhm.
I am typically a pack a day smoker. I have been starting every day with the bio fruit, the aloe digest, and the beets mixed together. And I'm like adding a little greens because I didn't really,
Mhm.
those aren't my fave. But
Yeah.
yeah, the green spectrum was not my fave, but I've been adding it little by little. I added a whole teaspoon today and didn't even notice it was in there. So I think I'm getting more used to the taste.
Mhm.
Um, but honestly, I have just had a full week of just feeling great. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get the other stuff in. And I'm so excited to add this as a suggestion for my clients. Like, I tell people that I consult with, like, you're going to have to try to get in as much fruits and veggies you can in a day. Like, we're wanting to have like 2 servings of every color of the rainbow, and it feels almost impossible.
And the
So,
experience for people, and this was my experience too. I also have in my life suffered with anxiety as well as depression. It definitely runs in my lineage. It's in my epigenetics, and I've
mhm,
had the same results. But the experience that people have going to the store, right? And you're like, okay, I'm going to eat all these fruits and veggies. I'm going to buy, I'm going to go straight to the produce section. Like I already have this list that I have planned out. And you go and you get all this stuff, you put it in your fridge. And like 2 or 3 days later, like you're hoping this is going to last you all week, right? 2 or 3 days
right.
later, like everything's starting to wilt, like the foods are not keeping and the nutrient density starts to go away. And it's really unfortunate because it makes it hard for people to do what they know they need to do. And then there is like a fear factor that comes in with that, where you're like, I just want to take care of myself. And this makes it hard. The way that they deliver the food to us makes it difficult for us to have that nutrient density. And it's so convenient, and so convenient for your clients when you can send them home with this pouch of live dehydrated superfoods that is the purest they could possibly be putting in their body from a wellness perspective. There's no pesticides, no herbicides. There is nothing in it that's going to adversely affect the process. You can send them home with this pouch, and it's so easy to scoop into some water, some almond milk, some oat milk, whatever it is that you like to mix for your beverages. And in like 5 minutes, really like less than five
Right,
minutes,
less than, yeah, like that takes, I actually forgot my juice today and I came back in to like mix it up, and I'm like, thought it was gonna take a good 5 minutes. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I was out the door within like a minute.
it's
So
like the
yeah, super
fastest fast
easy.
food. It's like the
Yeah.
ultimately fastest fast food that you can consume, and the ultimately best food for your body that you could put in your body. And I just love that. And I know that your clients are just, everybody that I give it to wants to have it, and
Right.
it's just a matter of like working with them, working through like how they can fit this into their current food budget, because everybody spends this huge chunk of money on food. And when you think about the efficiency of being able to get this delivered to your door, you don't even have to go to the store. You also have this food that has a 2 to 3 year shelf life. So you don't have to worry about buying this stuff and it goes bad and it goes to waste. And I think that that is why a lot of people take supplements, because they're like, well, I can just get my vitamins in this way. I can get my micronutrients in this way. I'll do a protein shake. I'll get my macronutrients that way. But even then, you're buying all these different supplements, often from several different stores. You're having to shop around, go around. And I love it that you have a space that people can come into. And then you just like sign them up and they can literally just have it at their doorstep. And it's all the things that they were seeking through separate supplementation sources all comes in one box in one really convenient system that makes it easy to consume, and it takes out the whole piece where people are anxious about, like, how am I going to maintain this? How am I going
Right.
to keep doing all this? Like, it just gets complex. And so that's one of the things that I really love about Purium is that they make it so convenient, they make it easy, and they make it taste so good. I
They
mean,
really do. I was so shocked. I thought I was gonna have to plug my nose, but like
uh-huh, but
get
no.
it down. And I was like, oh my God, I want more. Like it felt like a treat. Like I was giving
Yeah.
myself a treat and I felt good after.
It is like
Um,
liquid sunshine. I love they're doing like a superfood social out in California in a few days. And I think the tagline on the flyer is like taste the rainbow, and it's
oh, I
like
love
those
that.
Skittle commercials where it's like all these bright colors like falling from the sky and it's raining this like candy or whatever. But this is like Earth's rainbow, like tasting the
Right.
Earth's rainbow. And it literally, like the amount of different flavors and all the different combinations, they make it pleasurable. Like I could go buy some shake from like Whole Foods or something like that and try to drink that every day. And it's going to be
I've
this
tried all these
flavor.
shakes. They're like, ugh. And the ingredients always gets me as an herbalist and like wanting to put the best things, the best of the best from the straight from the source, as close to the source as I can get. I really love that. Like you said, it's all in one. And the past 3 or 4 clients I have met with in my practice are bringing me like whole page lists of supplements and whole page, like half a page list of medications and then supplements on top of it. And I actually looked at one of them last night and I was like, so do you eat or is this like, but I'm so excited to be able to offer like, here, we can get rid of this, and this if we're just taking,
Mhm.
drinking 2 shakes a day. And this is coming from all food. The first thing I always do is I look at the ingredient list and see what I am putting in my body. And if I don't know what those are, and I'll tell you, I was sick with from molds years ago, about 4 years ago, which is how I got started on this whole journey. I used to react to everything, every supplement I took, every single supplement I took, I would start feeling this burning from the inside out within minutes. And I thought for sure, like maybe it was in my head because that's what my doctor was telling me. And so I just stopped all the supplements and went straight to herbs. And I noticed that with the herbs, I wasn't having this reaction. And so I'm thinking like all the fillers and the things that are in there to hold those pills and those capsules together. Like I was so sensitive that I was reacting to those. And I really wish that I had Purium in my life when I was going through that because I could literally not get any nutrition in me at all without reacting. So,
Amazing. I love it that you found it. And I wish
me
that more
too.
people knew about it. And I love it that I get to kind of be a vessel to pass on the word that this stuff exists. And I think one thing that's important for people to know is that this isn't just the same as like the powders that you can buy at the grocery store, even
Right.
like green drink powders, right? Because we have this live dehydration process that preserves the enzymes so that you're getting not only the micronutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, and the macronutrients and things like that, but you're getting with it the enzymes that your body needs in order to digest that. People that have allergies to, like, say, dairy, if they want to be able to eat dairy, they can consume an extracted enzyme that allows them to now sometimes have dairy if they have like a sensitivity, right? It's the
Right.
enzyme that assists your body in introducing that vitamin or mineral or nutrient into your metabolism, and it like carries it through. And so that part of nutrition is like very seldom known by people. And we're the only company that's using this live dehydration process. And
Right.
so, the more the word gets out there and the more people understand how special it really is, it's not the same as going to Walgreens and buying the greens drink that they have. And that's why, you know, also just the integrity of them wanting us to step forward as mentors to people to help them understand how to consume these things, why they're consuming these things, and like the different ways that they can consume it. Because buying something at the store, you don't necessarily know, you're like, I know this is healthy, I'm buying this, it's going to be
Right.
good for me. But it's so important for us to be educated because we don't get it in school. Unfortunately, in health class, they don't teach you about your gut microbiome. They don't teach you about how to remediate, anxiety and depression through the consumption of foods. They have like the DARE program, like don't do drugs or whatever,
Right.
it's like, it's like, you know, just from like the perspective that I have now with all the knowledge that I've been given literally for free by this company. That's the other thing is when a client signs up for a package with Purium, they're not only getting the foods, but you're having access now to workshops and Zoom calls and Zoom circles, sometimes online, but sometimes offline, just in private, where you're getting this free education on nutrition and you're getting
Yeah.
this free education. I have this Green Food Bible, which was written by Dave
Ooh.
Sandoval.
Oh
The
my
Green
gosh, I'm
Food
gonna
Bible.
order that.
Yeah, it's such a good book. Like I actually was handed this book by this dude in Austin like 20 years ago or something like that. I had no idea what it is. I thought it was cool. Like I was working at the juice bar or whatever. I was like, "Oh, this is like right up my alley. Like I love it that somebody's like doing this work." But I really didn't look at it that closely, but it definitely influenced me just to know that this work is being done and that there's more to this. But we're talking like decades and decades of study and research and mastery that the founders of this company have done. And they are really on the leading edge and the cutting edge of understanding how phytonutrients and superfoods can really enhance our well-being in so many different ways. And so when you gain access to that knowledge and you're just paying for the food, that alone is literally priceless. I mean, how much money do we pay for these programs and certificates and licensures to be able to deliver this to people? And by working with Purium, we're able to deliver them the foods and the education that they need to take care of themselves and their family for the rest of their life. And that is beautiful. It
It
really is.
really, really is. Love that.
Totally. Well, you were saying before we hopped on that since you started consuming these foods, you felt like an energetic shift also with your business.
Really, I
I love it.
really cannot even believe it. Like, I mean, I've had this storefront since the beginning of July. I found it in June, the beginning of July, signed the contract, got in there, and I had no idea where I was taking it. And I mean, I figured it out little by little, like I'd get ideas, but I'll tell you, since I have healed from being sick from mold, I have felt like there is just this piece missing in my life. Like, I know I wasn't feeling 110% because I still had a lot of that brain fog and a lot of the like lack of motivation. Like I would just sit here and like scroll through my phone for literally hours a night. Um, but I don't know if it's because I'm feeling better and having more energy and having more focus. Like I'm not starting something and then like, oh, squirrel. Because I do have ADHD. I was on 60, yeah, seriously. I was on 60 milligrams of Adderall with slow release Adderall. And then I had another quick release that I would take at night that was 20 milligrams. And so like that, like just kept me going and going. And then of course I needed sleep medicine because I was like, woohoo, all night. Um, but so I actually like last month, it was probably like 2 weeks before Tammy sent me my little package. I was literally sitting there thinking like maybe I just needed my Adderall back because I can't imagine going through the rest of my life in this fog and this like lack of motivation. So I don't know if it's that I'm just feeling a lot more, a lot better, a lot more put together. I'm getting better sleep. I'm taking better care of myself.
Mhm.
Um, or I really love the fact that I am surrounded by like-minded people within this company.
The
And I think,
community is
you know,
so beautiful, so
they say
beautiful.
that like you what's it called? Um like emulate the top 5 people in your circle. And so like, I mean, I'm now speaking with Tammy every day, who's got just so much energy in life and in what she's doing, and Kimberly, who's whoa, blows my mind.
Mhm.
I'm listening to Leslie talk on, what is it, Tuesday nights, and even just that. So like, I'm surrounding myself with all these great people, and I'm honestly like, well, probably like 3 weeks ago, I said to my daughter, like something feels off. Everyone's miserable. Everyone's cranky. I feel cranky. I feel miserable. And she was like, well, there's 7 planets in retrograde. And I was like, probably that. Um, but I'm still noticing a lot of my friends posting that they're like, what is going on? Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, everyone's so miserable. Like, I'm noticing my friends posting this, and how, like, they're waiting for this shift to happen in the universe so that everything can start falling back into place. And I'm like, well, I don't know what universe I'm in, because everything is just like falling right into place,
Well, this is what
like
I love about retrogrades, right? I'm an astrologer as well.
I have
And
no idea
so
about them.
I love
Inform
it.
me.
I'm like, all my mom was an astrologer. I like grew up with it, and I've become really aware in my life because she was always talking to me about the cycles and about the transits and about what was happening in my chart. But these kind of cycles that happen, right? And we are coming into the time of year. September, October, was when my mother actually passed. It's a time of year for me that's always been a really heavy time of year. I went through an evacuation from a fire at this time of year with my family. 3 years later, an evacuation from a flood at this time of year. I went through my divorce at this time of year. Um, my older son like had a really scary situation go down, involving gun violence, and my younger son as well did right around this same time of year. And I believe it was in December that the pandemic started, but it was like right around October when people were really starting to get sick. And that's
Right.
what my mother passed from, the virus, right? And I think it's really important for us to understand the collective trauma that we have experienced together coming through this pandemic, coming out of the
Yeah.
pandemic and into this like new world that we're all living in. A lot of people have had career transitions. A lot of people have lost loved ones. A lot of people have had a significant health impact, either from the virus or from the vaccine. And I think people are really taking a look at their health and their well-being and their wellness and how are they taking care of themselves, and it's a really pivotal time, I think, for our species to be looking at how are we connecting with our physical body and with the physical body of the earth. A retrograde cycle typically is going back over, looking back over, reanalyzing, because it's from where we are, the planet appears to move backwards in space and time. And so when you think about that energetically, the gravitational pull of that, just like the moon pulls the waters on the earth and creates the waves
Mhm.
and the tides, these planets and these cycles, whether it's seasonal cycles, water cycles, whatever, the moon cycle, um, when we're pulled back in the opposite direction, it's a looking back. And if you really become introspective, which is what we're called to do, you're, like questioning and analyzing and going over. And hopefully, what that does is it provides you an opportunity to learn from what you've already been through and then carry that knowledge forward. So, as these planets are turning, stationing to move back forward, then we're going to have this like really forward push that helps drive us into this new existence that we're all living in together, this new awareness of our health, this new awareness of our well-being, and how we can care for ourselves on such a deep level that we have these kinds of revelations and epiphanies in our life. And we have this energetic push to be able to manifest the change that we need to kind of
Mhm.
fix and change all that stuff that we've been through. And like you said, like I watch it happening. The more and more aware I am, the more I see it in other people. And I think being a healer and being somebody that works with people on this deep soul level to like come into vitality and vibrance, we really see it. And not only do we see kind of the tensions and the challenges when they arise, but we're able to see the pathway to ramp down out of that, like you were saying with your anxiety and depression. Real quick story share. I know we're kind of getting close on time, but um my biggest experience with anxiety and depression was right when I was separated at first from my ex-husband. And I did actually take an antidepressant and anxiety medication because I was, manic depressive basically. And the experience that I had is that, yeah, like made me feel better. It like helped me remember that I could feel good. But at the end of the day, I ended up just going back because I was like, okay, I'm good now. I can
Mhm.
go back to doing everything the way that I've always done things now that I feel good. And when you hit it from like a holistic angle with nutrition, it's not like a sudden miracle magic thing. Like it is to some extent, but it's like you're understanding like why did you get to that point of anxiety and depression? Because I wasn't
Right.
taking care of myself. So you have that experience
Right.
of taking care of yourself to heal yourself, as opposed to like I got this pill from this external source that fixed my problem. It's you having the empowerment of treating yourself kindly and well and embracing your own well-being, and that being the thing, that self-care, that knowing that you can do this. You have the power within you to be able to make it happen. And I'm so happy that you're going to be able to offer this to people and that
I
you're
am
for
so
yourself.
excited. It's
Yeah.
life changing. It really is. When you start getting all those nutrients in you and your brain starts functioning properly, it's just amazing things happen from
And
there.
you're an
So,
herbalist, so you have this whole other angle that you're able to offer people too on top of
yeah,
that. I
yeah,
Which is amazing. I really
yeah.
honor that you
Well,
do.
and I said I put up a post last night, and one of my best selling blends is a hormone balance blend, and I'm able to get people's cycles going good within maybe a month, 1 to 3 months typically, to where they're coming on time and we're not having all these PMS symptoms. And I was like, it's great that that's a great selling blend for me and for my business, but like there would be no need for this blend if we were getting the proper nutrition. And that's,
Absolutely.
yeah. So,
Absolutely. And some people have deeper things going on. Um,
right.
some people come into Purium and the Purium gives them this boost, but unfortunately, because of the current kind of toxic chemical state of our environment and the foods that we're eating, a lot of people are dealing with diseases and things that have developed in their body to such a point that the food can get them so far. But then, yeah, if you like add in the herbs, like a little bit deeper, it can really like resolve things that it's really such good work that you do. So thank you for what you
Yeah.
do and what you're doing for your community and your family. And it's so
Yeah, I'm
good to
super
meet you.
excited about giving this into my kids. Like, I remember like 2 years ago, I messaged Tammy and I was like, how are you getting a teenager and a toddler to eat all these good things? Like,
Mhm. Yeah, it's really inspiring. It's really
it really,
inspiring. And I watch my kids go through these cycles where, you know, like there'll be a cold going around or something going around, and then all of a sudden, they get sick. And it's, oh, like an opportunity for me to be like, look, if you give yourself this and this and this and this, it's going to help
Mhm.
you feel better. It's going to help
Mhm.
your body recover. And because you're not getting those things, that's what like kind of inhibits your
Helped this
body
happen.
to
Yes.
like get you
Yeah.
sick. And that just experiential thing that they're able to go through just by having the stuff in your house. Oh,
Right.
you're sick, you have a cold. Let me give you a green shake. It's going to help you feel better.
Mhm.
And then they're able to feel that in their body. Oh, this does make me feel better, you know.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're never going to get sick, but it does mean
Right.
when you are sick, you have these really great tools to work
Right.
with your body and work together with your body because it's not magic. Well-being
Mhm.
doesn't happen magically. You
There's no magic pill. I tell everyone that. There's nothing magical that I can do or wave and make you better. Like we got to put in the work and we got to figure out how to get all these nutrients in you.
Absolutely, because the earth itself, right? The bounty of the earth itself and the plants and the herbs that are provided to us from the earth are naturally there, and it's not magic. It's actually like science and alchemy and metabolism, and these things are real. And I love it that we get to work with these energies of the earth and that we get to provide that. And I think that's a great place to close. There's no magic pill, but what we have for you and the magic and the energy that this earth provides in its bounty is here for you to work magic with your body anyways.
Right.
So thank you, Megan. I really
Thank you
appreciate
so much
you.
for having me. I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
of course. Lots of love. I hope you have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Facebook is off. Recording is